Hello everyone, this video is introducing you to Module 7. I'm just going to do Module 7 by itself in this video because the next two modules, 8 and 9, will be the continuation of this module, and those two will kind of go together. So what we're doing next is we've left behind the illustration paragraph. That was our first major writing assignment. Module 6 is kind of a bridge section for us, and then this module will start us in on the next major writing assignment, which is the process essay. So this is the first of our two essay assignments, our formal essay assignments. We'll do a process essay and then a cause and effect essay. So we'll be looking today at the brainstorming part of the assignment, and then you'll start drafting the process essay in the next module, and then the final draft will be due in the next module. So I'll be making another video once we get to that point. So right now all you're concerned with is planning. So you can see we don't have a whole lot in this unit here, and so you just go through. Obviously there's the overview. The readings are the process analysis, which is the section that talks about how to write a process analysis. It's important to emphasize the fact that you're writing a process analysis and not a set of instructions. So it will have you, in the chapter it talks a little bit about both, but the emphasis is on the analysis of a process. I also have for you to review, we looked at this for the first paragraph writing assignment, which is the Writing Well chapter. And remember, in each one of these sections, the first, second, third, and fourth basic, it talks about these main, like the main points, having a main point, generating support and all that, for both a paragraph length assignment and an essay length assignment. So I have you review it here because we're using the same concepts, we're just expanding. So instead of writing a single paragraph, we're now writing a 3-paragraph essay. So we are expanding how we are applying these techniques. So the assignment is, first of all, you're going to be choosing a topic that has to be completed in a series of steps. And for some students, this is the hardest part of the assignment because they keep coming up with things that are not processes. So football is not a process. The warm-up that you do before a football game, that might be a process if you do the same steps each time. So you have to do the same steps in the same order for it to be considered a process. This is something you want to be thinking of it like if I were to describe the steps in the same order and they were to be completed by the reader in the same order, the outcome should be the same. So that's the whole point of doing it as a process, is that we're having this series of steps that are always completed like this, and so then we have the same outcome. So the reader should be able to follow your process. So think of it like a recipe. We follow the same steps in the same order, we have the same outcome, right? So you have lots of things that you can do for this assignment, and I've listed here some topic ideas. You certainly don't have to pick off of this list, but this will kind of help you generate some ideas. So a family recipe, a care or maintenance process. It needs to be something that's complex. Remember, you're writing a full essay on this, so we're having at least 3 paragraphs or more, which means that you need to have several steps in there. So mashed potatoes, probably not a complex enough recipe to write a whole essay on. However, if you have some kind of special dish that your family makes that takes a little while, I know I make like beer rocks will take a little while, so that could be a recipe that might take several steps and be a good process to analyze. You could also, I do have a lot of students who do oil changes or tire changes as their topic because it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself, and so that sets up for a good reason why we should do this. But then other things, you could also do something that you do at work, a process that you complete for a specific purpose. that kind of thing. So there's a lot of stuff. It does need to be a process that you are familiar with, though, because you're not doing any research on it. So if you have never applied for a passport, then you can't choose that topic. It needs to be something that you have some at least done it once, if not multiple times. So the essay itself is going to be at least a full page long, and has to have at least 3 paragraphs. So an introduction, body, and conclusion. You will probably have more than that, but that's the minimum. So you want to be thinking about your process, your steps, being able to fill all of that out with at least 3 primary steps to your process. You can, of course, because this is a process you've completed before, think about your personal experience. What tips do you have? What lessons have you learned from doing it? So, if you complete this at the same time as this, or maybe you switch the order around to make it easier. If you change the oil in your car, maybe you have rags that you keep nearby in case of spillage, because that's happened before. So what sort of personal experience have you had? What kind of tips do you have for your reader? The obviously advantage of doing a process essay is that it's really easy to organize it, because it goes in chronological order. We start with the first step, we end with the last step, everything in between. You can use first person pronouns for this essay. You should not use second person pronouns, and that is the use of the word you, because you are not writing a set of instructions. So you are not telling the reader how he or she will do it. You're telling us how a person would do it, or how you did it. So you can use first person I. And there will be more information about that as we start drafting. So the first thing you're going to do is complete the process essay brainstorm and writing plan. So it's similar to the one we did for the illustration paragraph, but there's 3 parts instead of 2. So the first part is a brainstorm. It's another free write. Set the timer for 10 minutes, write about this prompt right here for 10 minutes, and then that will be your first part. The second part is answering questions about your topic. So just like we did for the last one, if you remember that brainstorm and writing plan, this is just so that you can present to me what your plan is. I can give you feedback and lead you hopefully on the right track. And then the third part is actually coming up with a working thesis statement. And I have these templates right here in the middle. You only have one thesis, so you should only use one template, but there are 3 different ideas here for you. You don't have to use these if you don't want to, but they really help to kind of guide how you want to set up your thesis. Your thesis for this essay is basically why this process is important to keep to continue doing. So, if it's a family recipe, why is it important to your family? Why should it be continued within your family? If it's learning how to change the oil on your car, what's the advantage for the reader to learn how to change their own oil, that kind of thing. So that is the major assignment in this unit. The other one is to read How to Boost Your Willpower, which is another process essay example. And so that we're just getting some more ideas for what a process should look like. This is obviously a professional article that's been written, but you can see how process works. And then of course it's another reading assignment, which is one of the 2 main criteria for the class. So we'll be doing that just like you've done the other ones. So that is the extent of Module 7. We don't have any major writing assignments in it, so you're still getting a little bit of a break here, but we're just planning for your next major assignment. The next modules will be open toward the end of this one, because I want you to really concentrate on getting your plan set before you start drafting. Once you get your plan turned in, then I can give you feedback, and then you can start working on the actual essay and writing that out and making sure that you get all of the components in there. So that's what's going on right now. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. If you're having any issues, send me an email. I'm mostly on track with the grading in this class. The illustration paragraph will be graded next, so hopefully you'll get a grade on your first major writing assignment soon. And if you need anything, send me an email.